I just got a push for the Love Island app. Islanders put the cock in peacock tonight at 9. Well, what is that? Or is that just a peacock pun?
Probably a challenge.
Like chicken? Cocky?
Cocky. Like sexiness, probably.
Oh, like... Right. This is pretty cute. Like
It's really cute.
It looks like a little show. I look like Rachel Ray.
Getting ready to murder.
Ready to murder! Woo! Be careful, these are fucking sharp. So I found this guy on TikTok, Lago M Chef, and he's like the kookiest motherfucker out there. He's so cool and he's so creative in the kitchen. I love how unprofessional he is and how like messy he gets and silly he gets, and he doesn't necessarily put flavors that are supposed to be together, and there's some comments from like other chefs being like, dude, you can't do that, blah blah blah, and he's just like, who cares, you eat it anyway. And he doesn't waste any food. That was like how I discovered him, is if he has like leftover scraps, he'll blend them all up and then freeze them and then grate them over things. Not grades, not school. With one of these, which is literally the reason I bought one of these, is because he grades everything with it. Great. There's not a D. I don't know why I keep saying grade. But anyway, I found him, and the other day he was talking about like knives and all these knives he has and the purposes for all these knives, and I was like, holy shit, I know nothing about the tool that I use every day. I kind of want to start learning about knives and maybe like getting some cool ones. He had some really cool ones. But he did say ultimately it is what you're comfortable with, which made me feel better. Sometimes I just get like imposter syndrome with cooking, so when I feel like I don't know a lot about what like a typical trained chef knows, I beat myself up, which is silly because I'm not a trained chef, so like why would I beat myself up for not knowing what someone literally went to school for? But yeah, I want to know more about knives, so that's why I sharpen my knives, because I feel like that is a start. Got one? The way your eyes kind of lit up. No, I was kidding. Okay, I'm hungry. Let's cook. 1 pan pork fajita lettuce wraps. This looks so good. I love a good lettuce wrap, and I feel like lettuce wrap season is almost over. I feel like this is a very summery food. I'm a little about pork, but I do trust a HelloFresh recipe, and I'm not just saying that. The fajita spice blend I feel like is gonna really make me like the pork. But pork alone, just like the thought of pork, I don't really go for it. I have to say this is probably one of the easiest recipes I've ever seen on HelloFresh. There's only 4 little boxes and it's all done in 1 pan. This is definitely the easiest I've seen. I got all my ingredients right here. I'm almost certain the first step is gonna be to like wash and prep everything, because it kind of always is. Wash and dry the produce. But before we get into that, if you're wondering what this is HelloFresh. I've talked about this a million times on my channel. Big fan right here. HelloFresh is a meal service that delivers meals to your doorstep each week. It's such a great way to get yourself in the kitchen if you're somebody who's new, or even someone like me who's not new but likes to cook but doesn't always like to be creative with cooking. This really submerges you into a recipe, teaches you a lot of things. I learned a lot of methods with sauces and different cutting methods and flavor combinations that I would never even think of through years of HelloFresh. So I think it's great for any level of chef, cook, whatever you want to call yourself. I personally choose the Fit and Wholesome box, but they have several other options. They have veggie, pescatarian, and they even have a kid-friendly box that they claim is picky eater proof. I wouldn't even call kid-friendly picky eater, because I know a lot of adults that are even more picky than a kid. Another cool feature is you can also customize your box. I personally don't do that. I like to have the surprise element and have them just kind of send me whatever they think I'll like. But on top of customizing your box, you can also swap out proteins. This is obviously something I missed because I didn't go into my account before my box came, but I could have swapped this out for chicken or another protein. I really appreciate HelloFresh because it helps me kind of portion everything out and not have any extra waste, because nothing's worse than a recipe that calls for, say, green onions, and you buy a whole bag of green onions but you don't end up using any of the rest. So if you guys want to check out HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com and use code KMcAtee16. That'll get you up to 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Shouldn't be visually impaired while doing this. Oh my god, can someone make a compilation of how many times this happens? But this is probably the worst. Roll your citrus. My high school boyfriend taught me this. That if you roll your citrus, it breaks up all the fibers and like gets all the juices out. If you get one of these, be careful. I was using it, got cocky, and I shredded my thumb so bad. Okay, I got everything prepped out right here. Whenever a recipe calls for one pan, I personally like to use something pretty deep just in case it becomes a lot. I feel like a shallow pan, it's harder to mix in at least. So I like to go big and then you have a lot of room to play. I feel like this video is gonna be 5 seconds because at this point I pretty much just saute everything together, make the crema, and then assemble. Okay, now I'm gonna add the fajita spice. So next I add the concentrate, and it said to add 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. I only have coconut sugar. Should be the same. Oh my god, it smells so good. This smells so good. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna let that just like simmer on the lowest heat and then get the spice way through. Let's make the crema. I tasted a little bit of that stock concentrate and it tastes exactly like the packet of beef ramen. And I have not had beef ramen in so long. I'm more of a chicken girl, but I do feel like people sleep on beef. Beef ramen is still very good. Absolutely. Also, I've been using a coarse Mediterranean sea salt. I used to use kosher salt before that, and honestly, I think I like this better. This type of salt, like sea salt in food, just brings out a different flavor to me that I really like. Very common question I get is, where did I get my little salt jar? Got it off Etsy. I love anything that's like this old jade kind of vintage glass. I would love my whole kitchen to be that. It will be one day. Oh my god, this looks so good. I'm trying it because I can't wait. Oh my god, ground pork is underrated. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so excited for these. Okay, everything's done. I'm telling you that took 15 minutes. And if I didn't talk, I could have got that done in like 8. Wait, I forgot! Ow, it's gonna hurt. Oh, do you want a chip? You can have chip. Listen to her crunch. It's the cutest thing to me. I love when she eats chips. Now let's try. Those chips actually did something. If you use HelloFresh, customize your box, request this. I'm keeping this and I'm making it again. I see what the sugar did too. Even though it was just kind of like a pinch, it really helped caramelize the flavor. Unbelievable. That's how you know it's good. Petition for HelloFresh to sell their spices on the side. Because that fajita spice, I don't know what was in it. I'm guessing like paprika, onion powder, chili powder, garlic, magic. Clean shirt and clean plate. Oh my god, nachos with this? I just made Alex one, she likes it too. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to save this.
I'll have another one.
Another?